Recently, the new inflation targets has been announced. So in order to understand this news in a comprehensive manner, we will focus on four key areas. First of all, what are these new targets? Second, what are the statutory provisions behind these targets? Third, how RBI will achieve these targets? And fourth, what will happen if RBI fails to achieve these targets? So number one, what are these new targets? The government has announced 4% inflation with a maximum limit of 6% and minimum limit of 2% for the year 2021 to 2026. One thing which we have to keep here in mind is that these targets are same as they were for 2016 to year 2021. Because at this point, growth will be moderate and prices would be stable. So what are stable prices? Where individuals are able to afford goods and services in the economy. And what is stable growth or what is moderate growth? Where new jobs and opportunities will keep coming. New jobs and opportunities will keep coming. So what are the new targets? 4% with a maximum limit of 6% and minimum limit of 2%. Since 2014, RBI is using CPI combined index instead of WPI. Difference between WPI and CPI is that WPI calculates inflation only in wholesale market or wholesale prices. On the other hand, CPI calculates inflation in retail market along with the services. So basically, WPI does not calculate inflation in services. So if we talk about statutory provisions behind these inflation targets, then in 2015, RBI and Government of India agreed on such a policy framework where prices would be stable and growth would be moderate. So in order to achieve this moderate growth along with the stable prices, Government of India decided to adopt flexible inflation targets in 2016, and consequently the RBI Act 1934 was amended. So which act was amended? RBI Act 1934. So clearly we can say that statutory provisions are provided under RBI Act 1934 for inflation target. Under this act, it was mentioned or it was amended that Government of India, in consultation with RBI, keep this in mind, vice versa is not true. If you write RBI in consultation with Government of India, then that statement would be wrong. What? Government of India in consultation with RBI will decide inflation targets once in every 5 years. Once in every 5 years. RBI achieved these inflation targets through the monetary policies. So monetary policies are aimed at managing the money supply in the economy. Whenever RBI want the economy to expand or the growth to rise, RBI adopts expansionary monetary policies. Under expansionary monetary policies, RBI let the money flow in the economy. So RBI can do two things to achieve this. First of all, it can reduce the repo rates, or we must say the policy rates, or RBI can perform open market operation and purchase government securities from the market. Now, in second case, when RBI wants the inflation to come down, RBI will adopt contractionary monetary policies. Under contractionary monetary policies, RBI will absorb excess money from the economy. Whenever RBI wants to absorb excess money from the economy, or RBI wants to create such a situation where the money is not easily available, or where the money is not available at cheap prices in the economy, then RBI can increase the repo rates or the policy rates, or via open market operations, RBI can sell government securities to absorb excess money from the economy. So whenever RBI wants the economy to expand, it will follow the expansionary monetary policies. That is that repo rates will go down and RBI will purchase the government securities from the market. and whenever RBI wants the economy to contract or the inflation to come down, then RBI will sell the government securities to absorb the excess money and repo rate will go up. So in order to achieve the inflation targets, RBI will target this contractionary or expansionary monetary policies. Now these monetary policies are decided by a monetary policy committee. Monetary policy committee is a statutory and institutionalized framework under RBI Act 1934. RBI Act 1934. In 2014, RBI constituted Urijit Patel Committee. Urijit Patel was then RBI Deputy Governor. Later, he was also the RBI Governor, and he was the Governor of RBI during the demonetization. So, Urijit Patel Committee recommended that monetary policies must be announced or must be decided by a monetary policy committee bi-monthly. Since then, monetary policies are announced bi-monthly, that is once in every 2 months. Before that, they were announced biannually, that is twice in every 1 year. Monetary Policy Committee will have 6 members, 3 nominated by a Government of India, and these members will hold office for a term of 4 years and they would not be eligible for reappointment. First thing. 3 other members are ex officio members. All 3 will be from RBI and they are RBI Governor, Chairman of MPC, Deputy Governor of RBI in charge of monetary policies, Deputy Governor of RBI in charge of monetary policies, and Executive Director of Bank in charge of monetary policies. And as they are ex officio members, they will hold office in MPC as long as they will hold their office in RBI. So till now we have discussed 3 aspects: what are the new inflation targets, what are the statutory provisions, and how RBI will achieve these targets. So the 4th important thing is what will happen if RBI fails to achieve these targets. If RBI misses these targets for a quarter or 2, then nothing will happen. But if RBI fails to achieve these targets for 3 consecutive quarters, 1 quarter have 3 months, so basically 9 consecutive months, then RBI will have to give a written explanation to the Government of India that why these targets are missed and what remedies are taken by RBI to achieve these targets and in how much time these targets will be achieved again. So that's it for inflation targets. In next lecture we will discuss something else.